Conveyancer. What is a conveyancer? As soon as you purchase the house, find one, because they're the ones that are going to finalise the transaction for you. You can find one before you purchase the house. Basically, on settlement date, they'll do the loan, will help with the loan documents, get everything signed, just make the transaction smooth. And yeah, like I said, settlement dates when they really come into play. They'll handle your affairs, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Costs for a conveyancer, depending, probably $500, $500 or $600. So, and it's an essential cost. So it's something you got to budget in to what you're doing. That you're having a conveyancer, so everything goes through smoothly because they'll be able to help you out on a few hidden costs as well. And then you can receive the keys and move in. Money matters. Okay, I've talked a few times about looking at money differently. So coming from my accounting background, I try and look at things a bit differently. So a dollar is not a dollar. As much as we'd like it to be, how much does the home actually cost? If you were to purchase a home for, say, $250,000 with a 10% deposit, that loan of $225,000 will probably cost you close to $500,000 over the 25-year period if you don't make extra repayments and just pay it off as required. So that home suddenly, even though you think it cost $250,000, cost you $500,000. The upside is that in that 25-year period, historically, houses have doubled twice. So your equity in the house will still be a lot. But just so you're aware that, you know, when you're getting into the market, a dollar isn't a dollar from that sense. You've got to be aware of all the bits and pieces that go on, which is why it can be a real advantage to be an investor as opposed to someone who lives in their house, because at least you can offset a lot of these costs with your tax deductions. After-tax dollars. So if you have a job where you earn $50,000 a year, you'll be paying on the current tax rates approximately 10 grand of that to the tax man. So you actually only earn $40,000 you've got available to buy property or live your life. So when you earn $50,000 a year, you've got to look at that as it is that I only earn 80% of that. It depends on the level of income, how much you actually earn. But just being aware that if you were to save $10,000, you're actually probably got to save $13,000 before you pay the tax on that to get back to evens. And also looking at money from both sides of the equation, which gets back to negotiation. If someone needs a house to pay their mortgage and they need $300,000, if you offer them $295,000, they're not going to be able to pay that $5,000. So for them, they really need that $5,000 now, or they might be happy to pay off that mortgage and need $5,000 for something else, so you've got to pay $305,000. So $5,000, whatever you pay to them now is what is going to be in their pocket. Whereas to you, $5,000 will probably be, 10% of that will be a loan, which will be $500, and the other $4,500 will be a loan, sorry. So $500 will be a deposit, and $4,500 will be a loan. So if you look at it that way, that the money to them is cash now, and the money to you is cash later, you can sort of get an understanding of what it's actually worth. So that $4,500 loan, that goes on to the top of your full loan. So if you had $300,000, that'll be the last thing you pay off in 25 years' time. So that $5,000 will sit there for 25 years before it's paid off fully, and you'll pay the most interest on that component, which will be probably close to $10,000 or $11,000 on that $5,000. So it gets back to the auctions where you might go, oh, it's only an extra $5,000 and it's a loan anyway. Well, in fact, it's an extra $10,000 or $11,000. So, you know, and then you keep multiplying that up. If you paid an extra $10,000 for a house, then suddenly it's $22,000 out of pocket. So just being aware that, you know, what dollar is not a dollar. There's so many different angles of looking at it. And if you're aware of all these things and how they work, you stand the best chance of getting a good deal.